Hi friend, this is Frédéric Giraud, SAP expert. Today I will speak to you about Eclipse. So at first, how to install Eclipse. So if you want to install Eclipse, I recommend you to go to this website. This website is provided by SAP and give you which version you need or you could install and which kind of tool you will be able to use with this version. For example, if you want to play with Cloud, don't install the latest version of Eclipse. Now I would like to play with ABAP, so I could install the last version of Eclipse. So I go to the download page of Eclipse and I could take the default one. And it starts. So it goes not really quick. Okay, it is finished, so now I could open it. So by default, Eclipse will propose me to install version depend on what I would like to do with it. There is not a version for SAP, so you could install whatever you want. So I will take the first one, the idea for Java developer, and I let like this, I could install it. So the installation is finished. I could start my Eclipse. Here I will need this. So I copy CTRL-C. First launch Eclipse will ask me about the workplace. You could take the default one. Okay, it started. So now I go in the menu Help, Install new software. Here I will put the Anaphone demand. Ask me a name and a tool. Okay, I add it. It check what he could find as tool in this address. Me, I want ABAP, and for this, it's all for me. You could ask several things if you want to do more things, like managing the database. And I go to next. He will ask me to validate the license, to validate the dependency first, and to accept the license. And now I just have to wait the install software go to 100%. Now it's finished. The system asks me to restart Eclipse. I validate. I will install also the theme, the black theme. It's called Darkest theme. For me, it's better for visual layout. I prefer the darkest. So Eclipse is started. No, it's not an additional tool. It's something from the marketplace. And from the marketplace, I will search for darkest. Darkest theme. I will install it. And as for SAP, he will ask me what I want to install. And I just have to wait again. Again, he asks me to restart. And it's always so long when you start. So we have to wait. So first time you start Darkest theme, he asks you what do you want to include. Code together is interesting, but I never be able to work with it. It's for example, you work with a colleague in another part of the world, and you want to share the code, but you have no access to your subsystem. You could work together at the same times on the same subject. It's very interesting, but I never have been able to do it. So you have to select which theme you want, the classic, the light. I would like the darkest. And I have to wait again. So now my Eclipse is started. The first time you start Eclipse, you have the release note. Oh. And you have to choose also the editor. So I will keep the default one. And my Eclipse is installed. So my Eclipse is installed. Now I need to install also SAP client. That means to make a link with my installation. Here I have a NetWeaver trial. I will make this link here. So I'm not working with Java. I'm working with SAP. Open perspective as ABAP. Now I have project here and CDS Navigator, but project for the moment. So I will create a project, create an ABAP project. By default, it will find my SAPGUI installation and find my NetWeaver trial, exactly the same. So I just have to select. Now, as usual, he asks me the IP, the instance number, the client. So I don't know it. By default, it's client 1. So client 1, the user is developer and the developer, yes. And the password is secret password download. Now here I will find my project. A project in fact is a connection to a subsystem. Be careful for the non-English speaker. Here I have make the connection in English. All the object you will create will be in English. All the text you will create now is in English. If you are used to work in German, in French or Spanish or whatever, make the connection in the language of the project. Or you have to translate all your objects. By default, I will find my favorite package, and by default in my favorite package I will find the TMP for my user. My user is developer. Here in the system library I will find all the package of the standard library provided by SAP. Now I will add a default package, my favorite package, and as I have prepared everything, I know I have my main package. In Eclipse, when you start an object, the first letter, second letter, by default it will help you to find the object. I need main, so everything is here now. And you will find all the objects I have created for the moment. Okay, now I will try to show you how to open an object directly in Eclipse. There is a button here. If you press this button, you could be able to open an object. For example, I don't know what to open. I'm not sure it exists. fc read table. Here, find something. You say, okay, I have find something. It's a function module. If I click OK, it will open the function module. Here it's a function module in Eclipse. If I want to open an object in my library, I just have to double click. Here it's the tree of my library or the standard library. Here it's the code of the object. So if I click here, it will open the object here, create a second tab. I have the first tab of the RFC read table I have opened. I have the second tab with my object. Here you have what we call the outline. The outline, it's what we saw in SCAT, is the structure of the object. For me and for other people, it's not as good as in SCAT. You don't see everything. You don't see the inheritance of the object, for example. But here it's how to open an object directly. If you double click, you open an object. After you have what we call the jump. For example, I have an interface here. If I want to open the interface, I have to press the key Alt and click on the object. As I'm on a Mac OS with a virtual system, it's not easy. So you have another way, it's to press F3 key. So if I go in the menu, it's navigate to or navigate to declaration, but navigate to. And here it's opening the interface. What is really nice in Eclipse is you could split the screen. So for example, if I want to see my interface at the same time I want to look my class, I could put it behind. I could put near to if you want to, but it doesn't want. Now I have my interface and I have my class. What you could do also is to split the same screen from the same object. You could do it one time. Now I want to split this screen in two parts. So I have the same object open in two parts. So if you have very, very long code, you could see two parts of the code at the same times. Or better, when you do ABAP unit, you could go in test class at the same time you see the real code. To unsplit, you just have to do exactly the same. And here, it's all the other information. For example, the problem. There is a big difference in Eclipse and in SCAT. Here you will see directly the error. For example, if I enter this data element, it doesn't exist. Eclipse will directly put a red mark, put an error here and say, I don't know this one. Until you correct it, you will be in red. Apparently this one exists. And this one also. Okay. So we see the problem. Here we have a lot of possibility of window. It's view. You have a lot of view possible. And maybe I have to explain each of them. For example, you have ABAP unit. You could see also the transport request. You could see also the ATC control. You could see a lot of things. There is also very interesting is the quick fix. I don't know if we could see here. SAP will propose to you directly some tool. But for example, if you need to run something and the tab is not open, Eclipse, not SAP, Eclipse will open it directly. For example, if I start my ABAP unit control, I have open an ABAP unit tab and run the test. The test doesn't work because it's a mock. It's a bad example. If If I go with this one, run as ABAP unit. This time I have the ABAP unit. If I close it, restart the ABAP unit check, again it will open the tab. When you want to activate your code, because I have made the change, if you don't want to activate, it's ctrl-c, it's save. Maybe we have here, source code, don't see, it's ctrl-c, ctrl-s. If you want to activate, it's here, ctrl F3. If the code is not activated, I will show you. Here you have an icon, say the object is locked. I save the object. The object is locked, and you have another white circle, say the object is inactive. I activate, the object is unlocked, and the object is active. Something very hard at the beginning, you open a lot of windows everywhere, and you wonder, may I am locking all the objects? No, for the moment, none of these objects are locked. If you want to lock an object, you have, for example, to save it, or maybe to make a modification. Yes, I have made a modification. Now in my SM12, I will see this object is locked by me. I could unlock an object directly here, or if I activate it, I unlock the object. Okay. Okay, that's all for this video. I will create another video with some funny tool, but inside the code.